Hey yo, what is up guys? I know it has been a long time since I've made a video, and I apologize for that, but as always, let's get into this one, and because I really want to talk about this, and just so you're all aware, spoilers ahead, this is a spoiler video, and if you haven't seen the movie yet, this is not the video for you. So if you haven't seen it, I will say, go and watch it, go check this movie out, it is everything worth seeing. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. Spider-Man No Way Home. I watched it finally. And as I said earlier, I loved this movie. I thought it was great. It was easily the best of the Homecoming movies, in my opinion. For obvious reasons, if you said this is your favorite Spider-Man movie, you would get absolutely zero arguments with me. It was nostalgia done so well and so amazing that it honestly, I almost want to cry. I'm talking about this because it's so amazing because we'll just get into the spoilers here. I was at the very first Spider-Man movie when it came out, and I remember going to the theaters, and I was so excited because I love Spider-Man so much. And I remember seeing it with my parents. I remember looking up and seeing the Green Goblin and Spider-Man up in the rafters, how they had their little their setup going at the theater, and I just love that movie so much. And this movie, it really brought me back to that time, just loving Spider-Man and just loving the character. And what this movie it just did so well. It did all the characters and all the movies justice, all of them. It wasn't necessarily the character. It's obviously had its ups and downs, but you know what? Throughout all the ups and downs, it always kind of bounces back or can write those ups and downs and make them better. A lot of people don't like the Clone Saga, but they love Ben Reilly, and they got Ben Reilly out of it. He's a really cool character. And it's even if they didn't like Spider-Man 3 or the Amazing Spider-Man movies, this movie is one of those movies like the Ben Reilly scenario I was talking about earlier, is that it just makes those movies better, and it brings them up. That this isn't really about who the best Spider-Man is or what the best Spider-Man movie was. It's just about the character and paying respect to the character and trying to make good movies or memorable things of entertainment of which you kind of take with you for the rest of your life. And that's what this movie did. And just shout out to everyone who is in it. All those actors who just got to be in it, who are just with the original run, from the Green Goblin, Dr. Octavius, Flint Marko, the Sandman, the Lizard, Electro got to be redeemed in this, and just so much more. And it was just so awesome to just see how they just brought all of that together. Even if it was a little kind of hard to follow-ish, it wasn't about making this elaborate story of entertainment that you just makes you think. No, it was for the fans, and that's just what I loved so much about this movie. And seeing Tobey, and especially seeing Andrew Garfield again, you know what, the guy was awesome. There was no, I gave the guy some flack, and I really shouldn't have, and I might have said that in my last video about how excited I was, and I was so excited to see Tobey again. But Andrew Garfield, he a lot of people say he stole the movie for them. He just did an amazing job in this. The guy was great. He loves the character. And I'm actually going to go back, and I'll be making videos about the Amazing Spider-Man movies because I'm going to watch them again. And he was just such a great Spider-Man. And that suit was still sick, by the way. And he just did so well in this movie. And just getting him to see him with all the other, with Tobey and Tom Spider-Man. It's it would have been missing. I wanted him in that movie. I actually liked the first Amazing Spider-Man. I had problems with the second one, but I thought the first one was good. I just didn't like them as much as the Raimi movies. But I can't wait to go and watch them back because, as I said, this movie just made those movies that much better, and it finally brought closure to Andrew's storyline and Tobey, just getting to hear about what was kind of going on in their own universes after the events of those movies, and how we didn't actually get to see those characters again. And it's really interesting, and all that, and getting them to see them kind of interact, and how they were actually just used so well. All the villains were used well, and it's just this. The movie was great. right? The movie was right here. It was really good. Right before, like when Doc Ock was there fighting Spider-Man and the whole Doctor Strange thing was going on, like the movie was great. And then Andrew and Toby showed up. And that's when it just like, this is like a next level superhero movie. I don't know if I like this as much as Winter Soldier, because Winter Soldier is my favorite MCU. I guess this isn't it's an MCU movie, but it's not a Disney movie. So maybe I can justify that by saying Winter Soldier is still my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. But this thing was special. This is such a special movie, and I'm so grateful that I get to live in a time to have seen this and to seen all those characters come back. And like, it's just everything I could have asked for in the movie. And you guys go back and play the first Spider-Man game by Tobey Maguire, no, by Tobey Maguire, by Insomniac Games, and yeah, go back and play that. Go play Miles Morales. Play Shattered Dimensions. That's kind of the game that kind of was the whole starting point for this whole thing. So yeah, do whatever you can to see this movie. 10 out of 10. I loved it. I cannot express enough how important this movie was, and just I'm like, don't cry, like fuck this movie, but like it's just like it's so emotional because it's like we could never get another movie like this again, and that like this could have been like I hope not. I hope we get to see them all together again. You kind of can't, like, it's like you can't do that all the time. That's what made this so special. But that, just being on the big screen, especially I've seen all the Spider-Man movies in the theaters, and just like, and finally seeing like them all together, and it really hit home for me. It was a good movie. So because of this, how great this movie was, I actually did a little bit before it came out. I picked up a newer Spider-Man comic. It's written by Nick Spencer here. I got it at my local comic shop, and here we go. I really like the cover of it. I thought it looked really cool. So in this, it's really fitting because the Green Goblin has the Carnage symbiote, and they call him Red Goblin. So it's actually really cool, and it's awesome just to see like Spider-Man and Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson together again, and it just, I don't know how I mean, it was a really fun read. It was really short. I'm gonna have to get like the other volumes and stuff. But here we go. So we got like, it was just so great to see Spider-Man and MJ back together again. Like, just keep them together. Yeah, that's all I can really say. I wanted to like show you guys Red Goblin. Red Goblin looks freaking dope. Where are you, Red Goblin? Goblin. Where is it? He's got to be in here somewhere. I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. So there's the Carnage symbiote. They kind of have there. So that's him right there. Blah, blah, blah. Really interesting stuff. Where was it? So yeah, they kind of just have like Spider-Man getting the freaking beat out of him. Anyways, whatever. But yeah, this is a really, really cool comic I got here. It's volume 6, or whatever it's, I don't think you guys can see that. But volume 6. So I probably, if I can order the other 5, I probably will, and I'll do a review of those for you guys. But yeah, definitely get out and support the character. Buy old Spider-Man comics and stuff, because as I said, like, even with the highs and the lows, the character always manages to like bring those lows and make them worth something. So that's something I've always loved about Spider-Man. And yeah, like, shout out to just everyone in this movie. I'm going to go back, I'm going to watch all the Spider-Man movies, I'm going to come up and I'm going to talk about each one, because I should own the comic books for each one, like the plots and stuff like that. But yeah, make sure you guys go and see this movie. I know I've said that like a million times, but I just love this movie so much. 10 out of 10, easy. Alright, peace out, guys.